Greetings and salutations, everyone. Welcome to the very first episode of 2 Bits with Thomas. I'm your host, Thomas 2-Bit Bestove, and I am joined here today by Silver the Yote and Pixity. I don't know if
Hello.
you have any...
Yo.
I randomly invited one of these guests over, and then Pixie just showed up, just like a gnome army.
Yep.
I'm watching
Yeah.
you.
Can't have enough of them gnomes, you know.
Gotta have those gnomes.
Listen, there's only one person who wants a gnome, and his name is Mr. Freeman. I think it's
joke,
Mr. Freeman.
I don't get it.
I don't either, but just it made me laugh.
It's a Half-Life joke.
I've never
Sorry.
played Half-Life.
Yeah. You know
That's
what? I'm
okay, we're
walking up.
talking
Okay. Well, apparently, since I'm the only person who knows Half-Life, I guess we're about to talk about something else. We're going to be talking about Crash Bandicoot and the Wrath of Cortex and why
I love that game.
it sucks.
Excuse me?
And then I'm in the meh category. It's very meh.
Alright, so we're gonna have a fun time cracking this code.
Oh man, this better not be like the Da Vinci Code, because if it turns out that he's just a gay man with a big beard, I'm pretty sure we all figured that out years ago.
Dude, I threw that book out the window once. I almost did.
The closest, I'm just saying, since it's slightly off subject, the closest thing I've ever got to watching the Da Vinci Code or the reading the book was, this is off subject, but I one time watched a softcore porno with the name The Da Vinci Co-Ed. And had a lot of lesbian scenes.
I'm just
Oh
gonna
boy.
I'm just gonna say
Let's
right
just
now.
Besides that,
I'm just gonna say this right now. This show is definitely not recommended for anyone under the age of 13. You might want to be 16. I really don't care. If you're watching this and you're underage, well, that's your problem now, isn't it? Not mine. Look at the pretty pink.
Stay in school and eat lots of bacon. All right, go off the podcast now. It's past your bedtime.
Yep. But before we dive into Alpha Cortex, how about we share a little bit about ourselves?
Well, you're the star, so why don't you go first?
yeah, I was gonna say we can go.
Son of a bitch! I knew it. I knew I would have to go first. Anyway, as I said, for this show, my name's purpose is 2 Bits. I love giving my own opinion about things, whether it be right or wrong. It's just my opinion. Real life, I have a couple of different names. I've chosen a brand new name for myself that I really like. B, like literally like the letter B. It's a nice new name that I like a lot. I've been a video gaming nerd ever since the PlayStation 1 with Crash Bandicoot and Spyro the Dragon, and it kind of continued onward with the PS2. Then I got a Wii, PS3, and just so on and so forth. I played the hell out of the Crash Bandicoot games when I was young. Just could never get enough of them. When Alpha Cortex came out, I was like, yes, more Crash! And then, well, you'll get to hear more about that.
Yeah.
There's not much I can really say about myself, so Silver, you take the lead now.
Okay, hello, my name is Silver Yote. I'm in the furry fandom, and in the furry fandom, my persona is a coyote, and I have a full suit, and it's really fun. And growing up, though, on the subject of video games, I was actually a Nintendo 64 kid and a Game Boy kid. I played a lot of Pokemon. Banjo-Kazooie was my crash. But you'll hear a little bit of story of how I actually got to play Wrath of Cortex for the first time. But Pixity, what about you?
Hello, my name is Pixie Pixel. Even I don't know if we have faces here or we're seeing the Discord icons or not.
No,
but,
it's just going to be my OC pony, because I have not figured out how to show that. I'm not that complicated.
I'll teach you if I have to. For me, I'm also a furry. In the furry fandom, I've been for about 10 years maybe, and my is an alien fennec fox. But besides that, I have played video games probably since I was very little. I don't remember if my first game was either Super Mario Brothers or Sonic 2. But in regards to Crash Bandicoot, I do have a strong nostalgia for the games because I was born and raised as a PlayStation kid. The first Crash game I ever played was Crash Team Racing, oddly enough. But I grown to like the original trilogy. The remakes are really good.
Yeah, I don't know how much you should
And
play.
I have played most of the titles, not all of them, but I've played most of them, including the one we're going to talk about today, which I have a very meh experience with.
I'm sorry for both of you.
I should also add that yes, I am also in the furry fandom. I've been there for like quite a long while. I don't have a suit. I would love a partial suit of my mongoose because I think she would be a much better
Oh,
representation.
she would be adorable in a suit form with the rainbow little hair and everything. Oh, it would be perfect.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Damn it! That squeal better not have been heard. I fucking swear. If you make me squeal, I'm going to.
Well, we'll see
No.
what happens.
No, because this is going to be completely unedited. I'm just going to put the raw thing out there. So I'm like, oh man.
That's sometimes the best part. You like it
Yeah.
raw.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, okay.
Okay.
I think we need to. Before we
Yeah.
get into Ralph Cortex, let's talk about Crash himself. Created by Naughty Dog in 1996, he was essentially one of the two greatest PlayStation mascots of that era. He and Spyro just rocked the console, helped launch Sony into this whole new gaming sphere, and most definitely it turned us all into furries because holy shit, his ex-girlfriend
That's
has
accurate.
big
No, that's accurate.
breasts.
That's
He's a good boy. He's a good boy. Both of them are.
Is. Yeah, he Crash is a very good boy. Coco is a really good sister. Twana is a twat because here's the thing: if you 100% the original Crash Bandicoot game is a pain in the ass. I've done it at least 50 times. I have no life. Shut up. And if you have the instruction manuals for Crash 2 somewhere at the very beginning, it basically tells you, yeah, so your girlfriend dumped you and is now dating Pinstripe Pontaroo.
I mean, yeah.
It's
kind of funny.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's actual canon. That's the canon excuse for why Twana Bandicoot does
I've
not
actually never seen the
return.
manual.
Oh, I still have it. Actually, funny story. I was playing Crash 2. I got stuck like years later. When I think I was like 13 or whatever. I don't remember. But it was years later. I got stuck. I couldn't figure out how to get some gem, but I knew we had the walkthrough guide. So I went looking through it for it. I found it, the binder that we kept it in, because we tore out all the pages and put them in a binder. I opened it up, and I didn't see the walkthrough. I saw a bunch of naked women.
Oh.
And for whatever reason, I was like, oh, naked women. I'm supposed to close this book, turn it upside down, give it to my mom, and be like, Mom, there's naked women in this book.
Oh, no.
I think I was like 10 or so.
I mean, we've all had weird internet stories where we've come across adult material. I'll have to share that with y'all another time because
let's not say we did.
Yeah. This was not the internet. This was actual porno magazines that my brother had put in the binder, and I didn't realize this. And I just was looking at this, and I was like, huh, this doesn't turn me on. Years later, right. I find out.
I know I'm not the one running the podcast here, but we probably should get cracking into Crash.
Okay. Yep. After Crash 1, we got Crash 2, Cortex Strikes Back, a great sequel that improved everything from the original.
I think the second one is honestly one of the best. I haven't played a lot of the third one, but I really like how just streamlined the second one is. That one is a solid game.
I
Like, you
still
don't-
think. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, for me, you don't have to worry about too much power ups. There's secrets. It's fun to explore. The death routes are really challenging, but not too challenging. It's really
Pushing it
balanced.
away.
And the characters are. It's fun to see if you stuck since the first one. It's really fun to see some of these characters have evolved into different things. Like one of my favorite enemies is Ripperoo. I think he's absolutely adorable, even though he's insane.
I love him too.
And I think it's just
Awesome.
fun that he
Yeah.
graduated of sorts to just.
Yeah.
It's just a fun little evolution, and I think that's
Yeah.
just adorable.
Um,
But just
You
things
gotta
like
love him.
Yes, I absolutely love Ripperoo. Real quick, I want to say, I'm sorry, but I must tell you, if you're looking at the icon underneath it, the artist's name is Dynamo Deep Blue. I knew her as Ripperoo 255. 255 was her favorite number because it was 16 squared minus 1. Yes, I still remember that. Yes, I am sharing this with you. Yes, I still use your old username. But she had a crack ship of Coco and Ripperoo, and I still support it. I'm not sorry.
well, at least it's not the weirdest
Hey,
shipping
And
of Coco I've seen.
And moving on to Crash 3, that one was Naughty Dog's best. It gave
that's
Crash
my favorite.
It gave Crash a lot of cool power-ups. It gave us a nice villain. It gave us a lot of fun stuff. And unfortunately, it would ultimately become what Wrath of Cortex is, but worse. So, what is the plot of Wrath of Cortex? To put it bluntly, Uka Uka, who was supposedly sent to another dimension with Cortex and Entropy, who were for some reason turned into babies. I don't know. They somehow escaped, became adults, and then Uka Uka yells at them for being like, "You imbeciles! You weren't doing enough evil! Look at this chart! You're in the toilet!" I'm very sorry
Basically, you're not
And-
no Clancy Brown, but
Yeah.
that was
Clancy-
given.
Clancy Brown is he's his own man. I like his voice, but basically, Cortex then reveals, oh wait, I'm making another Bandicoot, but I can't power him. So they're like, oh wait, how about we use the elementals, a bunch of masks that command earth, water, fire, air, and with Crunch, the new Bandicoot being life, you have Captain Planet. I mean, you have this crappy game.
Basically, what you said is accurate, though.
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
Pretty much. But
Except the game isn't crappy. But we'll get to that.
Yep. And the whole plot is pretty much just Crash Bandicoot 3 all over again. You go to 5 different levels, collect crystals, go to defeat a boss, go to another world 4 more times, beat the game, and the game then tells you, good job. Now go get all the gems. You get all the gems. Good job. Get all the relics and get the hidden gems. You do that, you face the boss a second time, you win. No real hurrah, no real huzzah. It's
And you forgot the relics too. Don't forget that.
Yeah, relics. To which I gotta say, when I played Crash 3 for the first time, the time relics was one of the most difficult things for my brothers and I to do. It took me till I was like, I want to say 22 or 23, that I actually finally beat Crash Bandicoot 3 for the first time and got all the relics, and that was just a huge, awesome milestone that I felt really proud of. That
Cool.
I definitely didn't do that with Wrath Cortex. So it was like, I don't care. I don't want to get the relics. I don't want to play this game. It sucks. There's so much bad. But for some reason, I feel Silver's just going to be like, oh man, this game's good. Yeah, I gotta play it. So, you know what, Silver?
Why the fuck do I sound like Meatwad?
Oh my god! Meatwad, what the hell are you doing here? Get back in the kitchen.
Oh my god, y'all.
Oh shit! 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 Shit!
What happened? Did you click
Okay.
something?
Okay. Nope. My computer almost went into sleep mode. So let's
Make sure
not
you
have that
keep it
happen.
up.
Yeah. Thankfully, nothing bad happened. We're good. But
Okay.
all right. So I guess I'm going to try to get a little more details about why I really dislike Rafa Cortex. Number one, graphically speaking, it's kind of meh.
It is.
It's
The cutscenes, for my opinion, they look worse somehow.
because
In
the model,
compared to the
yeah, the model they use for Crash is not a really good model. It's just ugh.
It's
Yeah.
cute.
It's
Eh,
cute, but it's not my favorite. Like I really like the original designs, but
yeah.
even though I've never played it, I also really love the Twin Sanity look. Of
Yeah,
Crash.
the Twin Sandy look.
Yeah.
The
He
Twin
is like
Sandy-
super. He's got that good blend of goofy and a just cute goober kind of character.
Like me. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Except not a
Uh,
coyote.
Right.
Between Warped to Rafa Cortex, the model looks a little and then Twin Sandy fixes it.
Mhm.
Coco's face looks a little too round for my
I'll have
liking.
to, I need to relook at it. Give me a moment.
Yeah,
And and Cortex, I'm sorry, his model looks awful.
he has
it's like
64
he's got
teeth.
too much teeth
Yeah.
and stuff. There's something about it I hate. And all the other characters seem a gaped mouth, usually like Tiny and Dingo Dial. Their mouths are all agape. They don't say
Yeah.
anything except for maybe
Yeah.
a short sentence or
And
two.
it is true that they don't really have a big role in this game other than to block you and at levels like Eskimo roll and
They're roadblocks for no reason. Like
like
you
like
have
the
to go around
Euro-
them in the ball stages at one point, which I'll talk about another thing. But man,
yeah, it's like, hey, here's the villains that you remember from the previous games. They don't really do anything.
they just try being roadblocks and shoot weapons that you can avoid
and
turning around.
You just have only you only have like one freaking boss that you face, and it's Crunch Bandicoot, and he's teamed up with the Masks, whose names I do remember for the most part, but I'm just gonna call them Biff from Back to the Future.
Harley Army.
Yeah, the sergeant guy from Full Metal Jacket.
Hold on, let me see if I can remember these. Can someone look it up and tell me if I'm right about these? I just want to make sure.
I don't have to look it up. I already know.
Okay, there's Wawa, Rocco, Pyro. Oh gosh, and what was the
Lolo.
air one? The air one is the most.
Lolo.
Yeah.
Lolo is so forgetful. That's why.
Yeah, Pyro is basically Joker because that's pretty much
voiced by Mark Hamill. Yeah.
And then Lolo, I think is the guy who's currently doing Crash's voice still. I'm not 100% sure of that.
No, I think that's actually right.
Yeah,
because I think it is Jeff Harnell.
That's Harnell.
Yes,
yeah, he was Hunter on Road Rovers. He was Hunter on Road Rovers.
Yeah, he's
Wacko. He's Wacko from Animaniacs. Yeah.
Done a lot of things.
Man, that's the thing. Like,
the voice acting's it's mediocre. It's okay, but times there's really good voice acting roles, and then there's some really like shilled in ones. Like I remember, and it sticks with me as a kid in the opening cutscene. Aku Aku, whoever I don't know if it's the guy.
I think it is. I don't think he gets replaced until like Mind Over Mutant and Crash of Titans.
Okay, see, I never played those, but I just remember with what's his? It just sounds rough in some.
Ooh.
Just Aku Aku, like his delivery sounds. Doing a pause at random times, and it's really ridiculous. It's a bit of an ear sore, I guess, if that makes sense. Just it's really off.
Yeah,
But I do like Kevin Michael Richardson as well, of course I like him as Crunch. He does a really good voice delivery, I think.
I will
I
be
mean,
honest, that's my favorite Crunch voice because the Mr. T stereotypical voice never stuck with me. I
Well,
found
to be fair, I think Kevin Michael Richardson does do a very good Mr. T impression, so I think
that is
that's why.
true.
Yeah,
It is true. He
yeah.
does.
yeah.
Also, like the original guy who voiced Crunch, is also Gantu from Lilo and Stitch. So,
That's why I was always wondering for the
yeah,
longest time. Why does that
He
guy sound
was
familiar?
he was exile in Road Rovers. Did a good Russian accent.
yeah. This guy's got good range. He's got good talent,
And he was Techie Coyote in Lunatics Unleashed.
and I actually like that show. Fight me.
Me too.
Okay, good.
I've never seen it, so I have no words on that.
That's fair. That's fair. But that's the thing. Like, graphically, the game looks really meh. They have some really good voice talent.
But it feels like they didn't do much with them.
Yes, and then also
The direction
this
is
is like,
very good.
I'm gonna talk about that later. I'm gonna talk about that later. Trust me, I will talk about how good it is.
yeah, we need to get all the bad out of the way so that way Silver can just get all the
all
good
right,
in.
let's see. What else do I? Because I have a list of things I was gonna say.
One last thing I just want to say is personal. Well, actually, like there's three last things I want to say. Then I want to pass it on to Pixity so Silver has the full reign to just shine the light. One, the movements kind of look and feel stiff, really stiff for some reason. Like, watch Crash do it.
If I remember right, yeah, he was a lot stiffer, not floaty. Or I liked a little bit of floatiness. It felt like.
Yeah, like watch Crash do a double dash jump in the original and the remakes. It looks properly animated. Then watch him do it in Wrath of Cortex. It looks stiff. Coco looks really stiff, and that's something that just bugs the living shit out of me.
Is she your favorite character? It sounds like
that. It's not. It's not. I don't have a crush on her. I don't. I promise. I like men. Actually, I'm pansexual. So.
Okay.
So I love both sides, and I don't care. I don't care if you were a man once or a woman once. I'll still love you. But that's near here there. That's positive LGBT plus community right there.
Yes.
Hello, queers.
Yes, I love you all. Shit. There's also too many vehicles, some of which really suck.
Gosh.
The ball is fine. The ball is fine.
I love
works.
the ball.
The ball. I did like the ball ones.
The ball. Yeah.
I don't know
that one.
I'm gonna have to look up the manual to know what the actual name is, but it was like a bug. And like the second
the Firefly. Yeah. I hated that thing.
That thing was the freaking worst.
Yeah. A lot of the planes, they really don't work that well. The submarine is the worst one because it's slow.
God.
It doesn't give you protection, and you need it.
And the hitbox is awful.
Yeah.
It takes too long to turn around. I will say the second worst is the alien-inspired bodysuit thing.
Oh yeah, the thing that gets destroyed. The mech suit. Yeah, that thing.
Yeah.
That thing was cool, but it did not have good potential. It was wasted, like a lot of other stuff in here.
Yeah. Was it rushed by any means? Like, I don't know if this game was rushed.
Yes, it was.
It was, but I don't think it was as rushed as.
What is it? The Dragon?
Spyro, Enter the Dragon.
Yes.
Oh God, we don't talk about her.
No. There's only one thing I can say about that game. It gave a kid a seizure, so we're never going to play that game ever.
I kind of want to get it again as an adult.
No. I had that game, and I wasted my time trying to 100% it. It was not worth it. I didn't even get it to do that, and I lost the game, and I'm happy. I'm never touching it again.
You can speed that game in like 5 minutes, just so you know.
Yes, I know. But I didn't know that because I was a good boy back then. Now I'm a good girl. Shut up. But
Okay.
yeah, I'm not. Also, and the last thing I need to say is the fact that the game is just too open. There's a lot too much open space that
That
doesn't
is
need to
true.
be there,
But
and it just
One thing I don't know if it's just me, but was the loading times long for y'all too?
if you had the PS2
because I played the
version,
GameCube version.
Oh shush! You no one played the no one played the GameCube.
okay, here's the
That
thing.
made me laugh a little bit. I'm
Here,
sorry.
here's the thing. PS2 loading times for the most part were bad, but
Oh yeah.
I think later editions was a little better. Xbox and GameCube were a bit better. Xbox had the fur, and GameCube lets you play a pointless minigame. But yeah, that's pretty much just all I can say about it. I really didn't like the game. I don't think I don't think I even ever finished it. I think I got to the last boss, but I don't think I ever personally beat him.
I never
Uh,
beat the game 100%,
yeah,
but
I
I did beat
Yeah.
the main story.
Same.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think I ever did that because I think it was like I found the boss fight way too challenging and just
Mhm. I
But-
remember having trouble for some reason for the longest time as a kid with Wawa's boss battle.
Oh God. Okay. Yeah, I can actually talk about this. That
All
thing
right,
was
go
fucking
go ahead.
ridiculous.
And also Lola, they were all a little overtly ridiculous.
Pyro
Lola
was a joke. Pyro
Pyro
was a
was
joke.
like
Yes.
easy, yeah, and he was supposed to.
Yes.
And it says here that he's the toughest,
Strongest and most evil. Yeah.
and he was like
Yeah.
a pushover.
Yeah, no, here's how the boss fights work. Rocky hit the rocks. Wawa
Rocky.
Shut
Hello,
up.
my name
I
is
mean-
Walkie.
Oh my god.
His name is Rocco, and he's a wallaby. Oh wait, no, wrong series.
Thank you. I love that
better
show.
Rocco.
I shouldn't have watched it when I was a kid, but I did, and I loved it. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyways,
But anyway, what are you looking at, Fuzzhead? Basically, hit his rocks and and his balls turned blue. That's not good. Wawa
You get his rocks off,
Wawa is a bad version of in Trophy's fight. Pyro is a joke. Lolo just shoot at them with the plane, and
And
we
it
see
takes
all-
too long. It
Yes.
takes forever.
Pyro's yeah, it takes forever, but Pyro, I will say, Pyro made me laugh as a kid because I was like, he's pooping stuff. He's pooping fire.
Oh my god! Oh
That's
my
me.
God.
I didn't even. I would
Was
have.
it?
Oh.
That must have been the
Oh.
deleted line from Rocky. You're gonna eat lightning and you're gonna poop fire. You're gonna crap fire. You're gonna crap flaming magma boulders.
Oh my god! I can't wait to share this with the rest of the gang and just be like, hey, listen to what we did for like an hour or two.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, Pixity, it is now your turn. I want you to say, why is this game just kind of meh to you?
Okay, for my notes, one positive, in a
we
way.
can't be positive here.
Well, I know, but I'm going to try to be positive. Is one note I have in here is the music was actually pretty good. It was a little different
Yes.
than
Yeah.
the original trilogy, which
I
was
actually
more
did.
which was more jungle-y themed. This one was like all over the place, instrumentally,
Yeah.
musically
Um,
influenced, which I
yeah.
liked actually. In retrospect, I'm thinking about it now, even though I haven't
Yeah,
played
for-
the game in like 10 years. The
For
music
those
was pretty
who
solid.
for those who are familiar with Jim Caddick, aka Cadicarus,
Oh, I love
when,
Caddy.
when he did a re-review of it, he said the music was really good. I was like, you know what? I'm going to listen to the OST of this, and then I'm like, oh shit, this is good music.
Some of it bops, man.
It's so
Um,
bobs.
Yes.
Okay, let's go to my. Let's see. We've already talked about. I'm looking at my cutscene. We already mentioned the cutscene graphics, which look worse at times. Let's see. Here's one that we never mentioned. There is a weird difficulty curve in some degree. Like I remember dying a lot to the first chase level of the dragon,
Jungle.
Nobody
Wizards and Lizards.
Yes.
Yeah, that
yes.
one.
Yeah.
There was a difficulty curve that I remember I couldn't get past for until I played it again 10 years later. That was a that was a
My cousin. That was the bane of my cousins and I existence. But we'll get to that.
I
We'll
will
get to that.
also say
So-
that dragon looked disgusting. Just it was like
It did.
ugh. That
It
was
wasn't.
a
It
gross
looked more like a
model.
dinosaur.
And they used stock footage from the elephant trumpets from the Jungle Book.
Is that what? Yeah, I was
Really?
wondering. Like, didn't it? Yeah, when you either died or was separated from
Huh.
it, it would move its neck and it would sound like an elephant.
Yep.
I
Oh
remember
my
that
God.
because I thought I wanted to beat it up, and I was like, I want to beat it up, and I couldn't because the bridge broke.
But yeah, it was. They took it. They took it from Hup 2, 3, 4. That's what they took it from.
Oh,
I
wow.
hear it now thinking
Man,
about it.
you really are a furry if you know that.
It's his
I am-
autism.
I am a furry extreme. Okay, like totally.
It's okay. We love you.
Let's see. We already mentioned the vehicles and gimmicks, which there are a lot. Like almost every level has a different gimmick to it. Almost.
I think the
And
only
it's
good
really-
one was another good one was like the Jeep. I like that.
Oh, Smokey
I
and the
like the-
Bandicoot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's one. We never got to mention the abilities you gain. There's a few good ones, but the tiptoe one is the most useless one. You only use it once. I swear you only use
twice.
it once.
Twice. You only use it
Twice?
twice, and that's it.
That's it. Yeah, it's useless.
Yep. The
I
body
would-
slam.
The only time I would maybe use the tiptoe ability is if I would jokingly like wait and just goof around with the controls, and I would always say Crash was dancing in the hub world. That's about it. That's the only other use I would say for the tiptoe.
Bitch, he's fabulous. He's on the Milan runway. Okay.
Yeah. Look at go.
Yeah.
Da-da.
Yes,
This is a kind of pro and a con. The pro is we finally get to play as Coco.
Yeah.
Oh,
The con,
the
the
god.
controls absolutely
They
suck.
suck. Yes.
Yes, she is actually made weaker in the game.
Yeah,
She has a shorter spin. It takes longer to use, and it's like, come on. This
Yeah,
is
and
just,
she doesn't get the same abilities. Like, come on, it'd be
Yeah.
cool if you could use the bazooka as her.
it would have been awesome. Also, speaking of abilities, Sneak sucks. The body slam, it's the body slam. The death tornado spin, in my opinion, doesn't work. Bazooka,
I never used the death to
it's
the
nice. Rain shoes, run faster to get those relics. But I need to share a quick little story about the death tornado spin and the bazooka. In one of the western levels, I think I could be wrong.
Gold Rush. Gold Rush. Yeah.
Yeah. I think at that level there's a hard path you need to take to get a second gem. I would get to the end of that section, and then it's like, okay, do a double jump. Oh right, that's another ability that's in the game. It's not really.
After you beat Wawa, you get it. Yeah.
Yeah, there isn't a body slam power up. You just have it for this game. But yeah. But you're supposed to do a double jump death tornado spin, as far as I know, to get across. I would do this and fail it every time. After I think 10 deaths, I got so tired. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take out my bazooka, shoot at the gym, and see if that works.
Did it work?
It worked.
Oh my gosh.
I lost 10 lives just trying to get to the end of the level. After that, I was so pissed. I just killed myself in game, not in real life. I'm not a ghost. This isn't this isn't whatever that movie was with, I want to say,
Oof.
Nick Cage. What was that movie? The M. Night Shyamalan movie. That's the good
Sixth
one.
Sense?
Yes, thank you. This isn't
Oh,
the Sixth
no,
Sense. But yeah, and then I finished that level. I was like, I remember I was like a teenager. I was so pissed. I think after I did that, I turned off the game and played Jack and Daxter because I was like, screw this.
That's a good trade.
Yeah,
That is a decent trade. For me, I only had one use for, I think, the bazooka. I never thought about using that. If I ever get the game again to get in my collection, I'll have to remember that. But I remember one thing I remembered I learned by accident was in the first level, because I would always grind lives there because it was the easiest first one, the Arctic
Arctic
Antics.
Antics.
Yes.
If you hit the mammoths, you would get an extra life.
What?
Really? Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Everything I
So-
know is a lie.
So I would
I
hit
never
the
thought to do
one-
that.
I would hit every single one until I would get the bazooka. Then I would hit the ones up on the cliff things, the on top.
Yeah,
and I would hit them with the
the
bazooka. And I was like, got more lives. I'm ready.
oh yeah, I'm going to need all these lives
game
when
was- I know it's a crash game, and those can have a bit of a curve. So,
Eh,
so finally getting some extra lives to take on the bosses and stuff, because mostly Wawa.
Well,
yeah,
the bazooka, you need the bazooka for the final boss. You
That
need
is-
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's just really cool. That like because not a lot of the bosses require a power up to beat them, but the fact that you need the bazooka to face the final boss in the game, that's actually kind of that's really cool. I kind of like that, but I mean, it doesn't really have much of a usage in the early games, but yeah.
Pixie, do you have anything more to add?
Sorry.
I think-
Let's see. What else did I have? I already said that, and then we already mentioned that the enemies,
Yes.
they're unfortunately relegated to roadblocks.
Yeah, it's like it's
That's
like
and I
Demon
like a
Dial.
lot of the. I love Dingo Dial and I love Tiny, and it breaks my heart that they're just regulated to. I'm gonna walk left. I'm gonna walk left. No, I'm gonna walk right. Like no.
Yeah.
I mean, Tiny did piss me off in Eskimo Roll, which is my favorite level. That is my favorite level, but Tiny can fuck off. Yeah.
This
And I don't
one.
want Tiny to fuck off because I like Tiny.
I like Tiny and Dingo Dial.
Tiny like silver too.
Oh, thank you, Tiny.
Don't tell Indy. He's big fan of mine. Also,
But,
Indy,
yeah.
I do a better
Friend of
tiger.
ours.
Tiny tiger, fight me.
But yeah. Oh, but yeah, I think that's all the notes I had time to take because I forgot about this happening.
It's okay. I was kind of hoping that like, please let this work. Please let this
Wait,
work.
since I'm looking at the instruction manual, did we ever see Engine as like a background character, or was he only in the cutscenes looking?
He was
god-
only in the. I think he was
Yeah.
only in the cutscenes, looking
Yeah,
really
he's only
bad.
in
Yeah.
the cutscenes.
like his model was probably the worst.
And
Yeah.
he only
I was just-
he, yeah.
I'm gonna shit on Engine there.
he only
Okay.
appears once and has one line, and that's about it. And that's like, man, he got the worst shaft. He's literally not even in the game outside of the cutscene.
Yeah,
Like-
let's see. I can't.
I get myself into this situation?
And you know,
But why?
while we're on the bosses, the previous bosses, I kind of wish that they would have, helped Crunch out with the masks. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tiny could have come in and knocked away some of the boulders you were going to hit. Entropy could have maybe messed with
I was
time
gonna say
and
Entropy
Wawa.
controls time.
Yeah.
Like there's that's one thing I will say I like about Entropy, even though it can really break a game and a lot of other media with time travel. There's a lot of things he could do, like mess with you. Like you think you're going one way, he reverses you back in time or forwards you in time to mess you up. Like
Yeah, he could make the Pyro fight really hard, actually.
Yeah, he
and
could
not a
actually
pushover.
make
I
Pyro.
could get 2 hits in him.
Yeah.
Oh,
I remember
man.
that.
The Pyro boss fight is basically just a boulder chase level.
I will admit though, it is scary for little kids because like my cousins
Yeah.
would freak out
Yeah.
because he's like
I-
die.
For me, I would be scared if I was a kid and I if I was kind of spooked by the, even though it took me forever to beat, the first time I ever saw the Lolo tornado crunch, that messed with me. That was scary.
I
Mm,
actually laughed at that one, even though it was hard as hell.
Yeah,
yeah.
like it's
Well, I mean,
grindy. That was
yeah,
grindy boss battle.
yeah.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
just ugh.
But I think I mentioned all my notes that I can.
I don't think there's anything else
So
I can really. I don't think there's much else we can say,
yeah.
other than like,
So okay.
yes,
Oh wait.
Silver, you can talk about the positive things about this
In a bit.
game.
In a bit. In a bit. In a bit. Right? Are you sure? Are we
Uh,
good? It's like waiting in line for a roller coaster, and what a roller coaster you guys are gonna go on.
Pixie, are you good?
Okay, I just want to say one extra thing, and it's a very minuscule thing.
Okay,
But I
what
love
is it?
one thing about the PlayStation 2 disc. It was
Oh no.
purple. it
Oh yeah, it was.
Purple is
was a
good.
it was
Yeah.
a pretty purple.
Yeah, that was something about like a lot of PS2 discs. Like sometimes they had like a different color to them. That was really
Yeah.
cool. I remember it.
Same
I
thing
have-
with
Purple
game.
blue.
Same thing with GameCube, except ours I think was like blue. I can't remember.
Oh man,
I'm just
that's.
wondering-
Yeah.
You can get
What?
this game cheap. I'm just saying that. Probably compared to the rest of the Crash games, you can easily
I-
get this game cheap.
Yeah, that's a
A
sad,
positive factor.
I guess.
All right, so if you're done, Pixity, we will now hand the mic over to Silver, but this is a metaphorical mic because he has his own.
Okay, so before I really get into the positives of this game, I want to talk about why it's so special to me. So, back in like 2002, 2003, 2004, me and my cousins, well, so I have these godparents and they have a daughter, and then my parents are her godparents. So, I call her like my god cousin. I don't know if that's a fucking word or what, but like, shout out to Mia. What up? If you're watching this, I don't know if you are, but Mia and the others would we would go to this place in Michigan called Sweet Haven, which was like a little resort with like houses named after birds for some reason. And anyways, we were in the Cardinal. And we had this TV and this GameCube set up, and it was Mia's GameCube. And we would all sit around the TV, and it was like, okay, we're gonna play Crash the Wrath of Cortex because why not? It was just one of the games she happened to have, and I really liked it, but like it was really hard for us, and it was one of those things where it's like, okay, if you die, you got to pass the controller. We all
Yeah,
did that.
no, that's kid
Yeah.
logic. That's
Yeah.
I think that's what my brothers and I.
I think I tried doing that with I always did that with like my brother. I think I was the only one who would beat or play Crash because I don't know. I was the only one who had of course, the young furry mind. If anything was an animal character, I would want to play it, and I didn't know what furries were, but basically that.
I think that was what my brothers and I did with the original Crash Bandicoot. I think like we just like, oh, you died, pass the controller, and it was just,
it's customary for kids to do that. I
Of
don't know if
course.
kids still do that. I think they're just on their smartphones, but who
I-
knows?
yeah, I think they're all just-
kids, get off my lawn!
Listen,
Yeah.
listen, I can't even say I'm the oldest person here because that's actually Silver.
Yeah, I was born in '91, so
Oh,
I was born in '95. I'm still
Oh.
a baby, but I have.
Baby, little baby man, baby
I am
man.
baby man. You haven't met me. Neither of you have met me yet. I am small.
Okay.
Baby man.
okay.
To get it back on subject, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. No, I like your little input because sometimes it makes me think of more things to say. So, so when we were passing the controller, there was this one kid with us. I don't know if he was related to he somehow related to my cousin Mia, but his name was Megalito. And my God, did this kid suck at playing games? Because and then the problem was not only did he suck, he died like millions of times on the Wizards and Lizards dragon that chased you. But
Yeah.
every time he died, we took the controller from him, and he's like, "You guys aren't letting me play," and we were like.
You literally had a get good moment with him.
Yeah, he was it's like, "You guys aren't letting me play," and I was like, "Okay, if you think you're so good," he's like, I was like, "If you think you're so good, beat the dragon." And he's like, "I can beat the dragon." He snatches the controller from my hand, He's at the dragon. He takes one step and falls into a pit. And I was like, yeah, you suck. And it was like, and then another, I forget who else what it was, but they were like, if you do that again, you're getting kicked in the balls. Such a 2000s 90s kids moment.
That is like, oh, if you, the more you suck, the more you get kicked in your balls.
I think
Yes.
I think one time, I think my brother or one of my other brothers, because my dad had a lot of kids. I think I have like 5 or 6 older brothers. And I think it was either Tony or Jason. I can't remember. But I do remember having a face put in an armpit because I sucked at playing Sonic on the original Sega.
Oh.
Well, to be fair, Sonic is really hard.
Yeah,
it kind of is.
And classic Sonic.
And also, can I just real quick, I just want to say the dragon level reminded me that I was always afraid of the boulder levels in the original Crash because I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna get crushed by a boulder.
You cut out for a little bit, but I know you said oh no. It's just you. I just heard oh boulder. So yeah,
yeah. The
boulder.
the boulders they scared me when I was a kid because I didn't want to get crushed by this giant boulder.
No, I don't think I ever had a moment in except for maybe Uku Uku would scare me. I don't know. I was an easily spooked kid. I have like stories.
I couldn't be around Mortal Kombat or
no. I have a story of Mortal Kombat. That's why I have a love-hate relationship with Mortal Kombat still to this day.
Okay, yeah, and that we'll talk about that another time.
Yeah. Like we could talk about weird video game fears and whatnot, I guess.
Okay, so basically, like we couldn't get past Wawa, like the Wawa levels, the water levels, and I promised to my cousin that eventually we would get to that Wawa and beat his ass because we couldn't. The one we really couldn't beat was the seashell shenanigans one where you're in the submarine and the friggin' mines fall on you. Oh. And then the other one, of course. There was the Jungle Rumble, which we beat that one.
Yeah, that one was easy.
And then there was that one. Then there was the one with Coco, the one Bonsai, where you're in friggin' Japan for some reason.
Yeah, that's awful.
And then there was the one with the Firefly. In fact, fuck the water worlds because, man, it was the one with the Fireflies, that sinking feeling where you got to sink all those ships that are shooting at you.
And then finally, so quickly.
And then finally, there was H2O No, which had the electrified water in it. But, yeah.
I'm not joking when I said the difficulty curve from the first to second world is ridiculous. And then Pyro is a fucking pushover. Like,
but his levels are hard. His levels
are a little tricky, but compared to Wawa's, no. Yeah. But I do think Wawa it's fun to hear the guy, I can't think of his name.
Lowly.
I was gonna say I tried saying something, did not work.
It's okay. All right, so I love the soundtrack. The soundtrack is an amazing part of the game, and I'm not going to just say that that's the best part of the game because it's one of the best parts of the game. I actually just love the game for its quirkiness. It's just one of those games that's like, yes, it's a little glitchy, but it actually makes it work, and I think in a way because like I absolutely, and my favorite level is Eskimo Roll of all time. It has great music and it's just really fun to play. Fuck the speed trial on it, but still, it's really fun to play. I just like the and I actually like the voice acting. I'm not gonna lie, I like the voice acting.
It is good. I just kind of feel that they just they weren't like properly utilized because like they could have done some really fun things with those voices. They're really fun. They're hilarious. Like seriously.
There's a lot of big people, well, at least on it,
Yeah, Mark Hamill is hilarious. If he just let him go at it.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of restrictions, but like. I think maybe it's just nostalgia goggles for me, but it is a fun game for me, and I really wish we get a remastered version of it. Maybe if they had less, like, glitches and
better graphics.
Better graphics.
people want Twinsanity, they want that remaster. Is there like another little platformer they could add to that? Like make it a 3, or is it going to be just a 2-in-1? Maybe add Crash Bash. I don't know, just for the
No,
Crash.
no.
How about Tag Team Racing? Tag Team Racing also had great voice acting, and it was a lot of fun.
Maybe
that one is another mixed bag I could talk about because I actually own it. And I've played it recently enough too.
See, I had that one. That was the only Crash Racing game I owned for a while. So
I'm so sorry.
I had a friend that lived 2 houses down. We played the first 3 Crashes before I even played Wrath of Cortex. He owned the first 3 Crashes and Crash Team Racing, and sadly he passed away last year. So
I'm sorry.
it's the first 3 Crashes and Crash Team Racing are very sentimental for me. But that's why I liked Crash. I like Wrath of Cortex because it's all good memories. Memories of yelling at Megalito and threatening him to kick him in the balls. But it's still good memories.
No, it's probably I'll say it's probably one of the first games I remember feeling excited to beat.
Yeah, and I honestly think that that's one of its strongest points. It's hard and it's glitchy, but it gives you so much memories of trying to beat something. For some reason, when I think of Crash Bandicoot, it's the first game I think of because that and the fact that there's so many things that challenge me in that game.
My foot's asleep, so I'm trying not to scream.
I didn't really say this much at the beginning, but my various memories of Crash Bandicoot series, including Wrath of Cortex, was that my brothers and I, we would play this during the summers, and our mom would watch us, and she'd be so happy. She'd be so freaking happy, hey, we got we did it, we got a gym, and sometimes she'd be at work. She used to be in the Air Force for 26 years. When she was there, we would play the game, and when we got a gym, we'd call her up, be like, Mom, we did it, we got the gym. And it was like, all right, which one to get? And it was like, oh, we got the blue gym. And it was really nice. And one last thing before I let you go, is that one time my older brother was doing slippery climb, and he kept dying. He kept dying, and my mom and I, we were so nervous that we went downstairs and we waited. And after I think 10 or so minutes, we heard him shout, "I did it!" And that was that was one of the greatest. That's
actually really wholesome.
That was one of the greatest things because he did it. Because slippery climb's a bitch.
Yeah.
And
I did something. Oh no, go ahead.
And with Wrath of Cortex, when we heard that Crash was getting another game, my brother, he went around our neighborhood and some other neighborhoods with a lawnmower, mowed several lawns. I remember he mowed Mr. Rose's, Mr. David's. Those are the only 2 neighbors I remember.
So that you could save up to get a PS2. Got it, yeah.
Yep, saved up PS2, got Wrath of Cortex, and it was a great thing. And then it just kind of disappointed us.
Yeah. Aww. I mean, there's games like that. There really are. Goodness, it's one of those I'm disappointed in, but the nostalgia is really good about it.
Yes,
that's really
honestly for me that's Mario Party 4, but we'll talk about that another time. Yeah.
Oh, trust me. I actually try to collect and play all of the Mario Party games. So yeah, we can definitely talk about that in some other day because
I'll try to keep my memories of that too. I mean, gaming's one of my strong interests. So I would absolutely love to at some point.
Okay, so
like that with y'all.
Yeah, it's funny how you said you announce things to your parents, because I did that when I got a Star Spirit in Paper Mario. But anyways, yeah, I think that's the thing. It's just a really I just have so many memories tied to it. I just love the quirkiness of the game. And yes, I wish that Ripperoo would have been in it because he's awesome. Yes. But it is also technically, I mean, it's the first Crash game I owned, the very first. So, yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't hate it. I like it a lot, actually. And it's just, My favorite level, actually, if we want to talk about our favorite levels in the game, even though for you guys there's not much salvageable, but my favorite level in the game is Crash and Burn. It's the first level on the Cortex worlds, the fifth hub world, and
Um,
I just love how pretty it is, and I actually think it's a pretty easy level too.
I guess one of my I guess my favorite level. I for some reason I might shit on all the weapon
Mm-hmm.
and the cars, but I really like the ball levels. I thought
Well,
they were
besides,
fun.
yeah, I like Eskimo. Actually, yeah, Eskimo
Yeah.
World's my favorite, but Crash
Um,
and Burn is a close second.
the first ball level I always found really fun and also a really
Bamboozles,
good, and it was also
yeah.
a really good level because I knew I had to get good, so to get good I had to get more lives.
I will tell you though that if you do get all the relics, even though I didn't get all the relics, I just put the code Wombat in for the username, and that unlocks everything in the GameCube version.
I
So
heard about that cheat code. I think I tried
Okay,
it. I don't. I think it might be GameCube exclusive or
it's
something.
GameCube exclusive,
Of
yeah.
course
you
it
said,
is.
did you say wombat?
But there,
I
but there is, yeah, there is a level called Solar Bowler. It's level 29, and oh my god, it's with the ball. It is ridiculously hard, but I think I actually did beat it.
I um I don't no. I guess if I had to say one level that was my favorite, it would have to be Smoking and the Bandicoot, just because it it's a simple race. It's so cartoony, and I don't
Me
know. I
too,
just like
yeah.
it's
Isn't
just
that the one? Isn't that the one you don't have to move to win?
no. That's the one where you race against Crunch on the minecart.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like,
Smoking the Bandicoot is when you're in the jeep and you're racing against the other
Uh-huh.
villains. But yeah, that one I don't know. That one always just stuck out of my mind. I always thought it was cute.
Yeah. Um, what about our least favorite levels? I know mine is Coral Canyon because I hate that level.
Oh.
besides the
Level
let's see,
19, yeah.
besides the
And I
bug thing, that sinking feeling.
number 9, yeah.
God, I just
Man,
remember
you really
dying a
have a good
lot
memory for
replaying
this.
that.
I do.
Yeah, have you played it recently and you just don't want to tell us?
No, I just have a memory like a steel trap because I'm scary.
Steel trap? What are you, Junkrat?
Let's see. I even though I still think it was really strange for it to start with a little
Ice level.
ice level, I have a lot of nostalgia for Arctic Antics. The dragon, even though I had trouble with him, and the mostly it wasn't only just the dragon, it was also the wizards were a pain because their magic went home on you. But there's like various
Yeah.
little things I really like.
Yeah, there's also a bonus level in the bonus room called Ice Station Bandicoot, and it's actually it was supposed to be another ice level, but you have to like fly through
Oh.
hoops and you can see an unfinished level below you.
I always
Yeah.
wondered what that was.
I remember hearing about that.
Hmm.
That was kind of sad that they. But again, that's proof that the game was rushed so it could get out for the holiday seasons, and that was stupid because that's
I'd
why.
say And I'd say like another least favorite level of mine is Crash Droids, which is right before Coral Canyon,
Ugh.
because it's so flipping hard. Like, and it's not even that. It's like Aku's like Coco. Cortex is assembled an armada. You must destroy them to continue and get the crystal. And it's like, okay, what do I do? Like, it's like, I mean, to be
Uh-uh.
fair, the one that really bothered me, even though it was super easy, was Tornado Alley, because in the GameCube version, Coco gives you the instructions, but you just, for some reason, in that level, there's just this crunching sound throughout the level, and it's
Okay,
not a
yeah,
glitch. It's not a glitch. It's just you're shooting things, and you hear just the
the tornado
and
one,
the
yeah.
yeah, and the GameCube version. I don't know why it's the GameCube. It was the PS2 version too.
Uh, that
I
anytime
wouldn't
you hear
remember.
like crash, you need to. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, that I always thought she just got interrupted, but I guess it is a sound error.
no,
Yeah.
it's not just Coco. It goes through the whole level in the
Oh.
GameCube version.
Yeah,
And the
no,
GameCube version is the whole level.
Wow. I want to know. I want to know.
Yeah.
But obviously, Gold Rush is my least favorite. I just hate that level.
It's right after Crash and Burn. Yeah.
Uh, also, I could be completely wrong about this, but um, a tradition with the Crash games has from the very first game is that if you have all the gems in Crash 1, you get the secret ending. You have all 5 color gems for level 25, you get the other gem. Same thing with Crash 3. I figured that they would do the same thing with Crash 4, but unless my memory is incorrect, you don't need all the color gems for level 25, just the green one.
No, because if you want to get to the bonus levels 26 through 30, you have to get everything. Every single thing.
Yeah, but I mean, like, because for whatever reason, I don't know. I might have imagined this, but I remember, I played level 25. I had all 5 color gems, and for whatever reason, I only needed the green gem to get that secret gem. I'm like, that can't be right. That there was a whole thing where if you have the 5 color gems, you get this thing. It's like that felt like a ripoff, but then again, it has been so long since I played it that I might have just, I might have, I might be just remembering it bad, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I do know that you do need all the gems and whatnot if you want to get the max 100% or 106% ending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've said all I need to say about why this game is. I'm not gonna. Okay, so like honestly, you guys kind of ruined it for me because like, I mean, I still love the game. It's close to my heart. It's not the greatest game ever. It's not the greatest Crash game ever, but it's a fun game for me.
It is. It is. It's a game that I remember when I played it for the first time. I was in love with it. It felt like more Crash. But when I got older and I played it more, I realized that, yeah, it is more Crash, but it's not the Crash I remember. It feels like it feels like they tried to make it. It feels like they tried to make it bigger, but they didn't understand how to do it properly, and that would take them like 22 years to figure out how to make a bigger Crash game work properly. Known as It's About Time. I have a love-hate relationship with that game.
I still need to play that.
I've heard it's hard as balls.
Yeah.
If you are going for a 100% max completion, then yes, it's hard as balls. If you're just going for a casual playthrough, start to finish, it's not that bad.
That'd be me.
Yeah. Also,
I'm one of those people. I'll try completing as much as I can.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. I'm kind of a completionist, but only if I really want to complete the game. Like the Crash Bandicoot trilogy, I definitely had to do that. It's About Time. It's not worth it because the spoiler alert, the ending cutscene is a 6-second little clip of Uka Uga being like, ha ha ha, we're going to make a sequel to this game, ha ha ha. And then
Are they now?
No, because
Activision's a
Activision Blizzard literally went to Toys R Us and said, hey, come here, work on Call of Duty Warzone because fuck you. And
yeah, it's a shame because those games, I'm not trying to diss anybody who likes Call of Duty.
Oh, it's okay.
But they're very samey, and I kind of miss the days of 3D platformers and stuff.
Yes. And remember when EA said that there was no room for single player games and that they were dead? Bullshit. Like,
well, we can talk about this in another episode.
Yeah.
What's okay. Yeah, another episode when we dedicate to talking about why single player games are important.
There's a lot of ideas. We might just have to send each other ideas we could talk about.
I'm still down for doing. I'm still down for doing like one about all the Mario parties, or at least all the good ones.
I think personally for the Mario parties, we should divide them into like N64, GameCube, and
Yes, we should
U.
do like we should do like maybe we'll do that like during December, like almost like an advent calendar.
Yes,
Is there a
yes.
way we can play them all, like just to retrospect them, like emulate them?
No, but there is a way that you can go on YouTube and like there are people that review each one's.
Yeah. I know, but I want to play them. The only one I've played recently is the DS version. I've replayed that one.
I'd say Chance Time is a very good channel that has done at least the first four. It's done at least the first four.
Real quick though, off subject, a little stay on the Mario subject.
Yeah.
Who's the character you guys always would play as?
Yoshi and then Dry Bone. First Yoshi, then Koopa Kid, then Dry Bones. Always.
No, same way.
I think if I had a chance to get Waluigi, I always chose him. But I think my friend would choose Luigi. I think I chose like Donkey Kong or something like that. I can't remember. I always liked picking different characters because it was fun. I found.
Although on the Switch, I'm always Monty Mole because he has the best dice blocks.
But yeah, back on Crash, Activision, fuck you. You literally you had a gold mine. You had the Bandicoot. You remade his first games. You remade the Spyro Trilogy. You should have let Toys for Bob make Spyro 4. You should have let them make.
Eaten that up.
Yes, I would.
I could talk a long time about some Spyro if you.
Yeah, that's another thing I want to talk about because like I said, I also grew up with the Spyro Trilogy.
That'll be an interesting one for me because I kind of played it a little bit, but not really a lot. But I wish I would have. So that'll be a fun one.
Yeah, they're fun collectathon platformers that has a different pace compared to the Crash games.
All I know is Tree Chops is a fucking bitch. Tree Chops is a fucking bitch.
Once you get used to it, you can. It takes me a few tries, but I can get it now.
Yeah,
even though
it took
I have
me
one called second and third ones.
It took me looking up a walkthrough guide to beat Treetops because I didn't know how, but
yeah. Anyways, I think we're running out of time, but
it's been about an hour. I don't think there's much else we can really say, other than it was. The other thing I can say is that the original trilogy really great, but after Naughty Dog was done, Wrath of Cortex was kind of the beginning of the end, because Wrath of Cortex rushed out. I feel it could have been better if they just put a little more time into it. Twinsanity had the same problem. It's a humorous story with a lot of good jokes, but literally it got rushed out for the holiday season, and it suffers from that. Tag Team Race.
A lot of the new generation Spyro and Crash games have that issue.
Yeah. Nitro Kart and Tag Team Racing, they did an okay job,
but it's not the same. It really isn't.
It tried to capture the racing magic, but it just didn't capture it as CTR did. And the remaster
We're gonna
of
have
it.
to talk about that one too.
Yeah,
there's a lot.
Yeah, and the remaster with all of those maps and levels and some new levels, it was great. And then the consoles, the handhelds, they were some pretty good games on there, minus the purple conspiracy or whatever it was called. We don't talk about it.
Crash Purple and Spyro.
Yeah, we don't. We don't
oh
talk about
God, we don't talk about her. We don't talk about her either.
Crash of the Titans and Minor Mutant were the last two ones before Skylanders, and then the reboot, and then
we don't talk about her. Yeah,
but
we don't talk about Skylanders. Yeah,
we don't talk about Skylanders. But the one good thing I will say about Mind Over Mutant and Crash of Titans was some of the jokes,
I've heard the jokes are smooth and funny, and they fit well.
Hang on. Cortex says something down to the trio, and Crunch is like, "Why don't you guys come up there, sucker?" or something. And then Cortex is like, "Hey, genius, I can't hear you. I'm in a giant hover cart or something." That's a funny joke. And Embryo literally says this line, "Did you read the Bible, real Bible? I invented it."
Oh my God.
Yes. That is a literal line that he says. Look it up. Did you read your Bible? I invented it.
That doesn't. I will say the humor in that is it's wild. The
Yes.
humor that they eventually got because of
Yes.
more console. Even the Crash Tag Team Racing has some really good jokes in it.
Oh, can I say my favorite line from Crash Tag Team Racing?
Shoot.
Yes.
Yes, a new sinister base, all the churros we could eat, and we rid ourselves of the bandicoots all at the same time.
That was a really good. That was a good Cortex. I'll give you credit for that.
Thank you.
I will say,
there was a piece of lettuce in the urinal. Who eats a sandwich while going to the bathroom? Seriously.
I need a cosplay Co one day. I'm just thinking about it. Like, man, I need a cosplay Co.
Okay, if you cosplay,
yeah.
We're gonna get a little off subject if we're not careful.
Yeah, I think we should wrap this up. This was episode 1, and Glitchy, why don't you lead us off?
Yep. This is episode 1 ending, and you know what? I'm really glad that I got to do this episode. First off, I just want to say thank you so much, Silver, Pixity.
You're welcome.
It was so great having you both here. I hope we can do this whenever our schedules are available. I also want to get the rest of our furry gang in here, for some episodes.
We could talk about furry stories.
Thank you, Glitchy. This is my first podcast.
Yeah, same. Well, I've done very little podcast variants, but this is one I can genuinely say I can finally talk about something I care about.
Yep.
Yeah.
I nod. I'm like, Can I talk about the thing I like?
And since this is my first podcast, there is definitely going to be a lot of hiccups that it's going to take me a long while to learn, but I'll look up tutorials. I'll also set up an actual a little wall. Well, not schedule. Well, yes, a schedule, but a little wall so there's no background noise going on. I can't remember what it's called, but basically make my own little recording booth.
Soundproof room.
Yes, something like that. Thank you.
Don't worry, folks. We'll get better as time goes by.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be by episode 50.
Oh wow! Yeah.
The sound quality got better finally. Gotta go fund me. Need better sound equipment.
It's like Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge. The first few seasons are kind of okay, but then by season 3 or so, that's when it gets really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, if for whatever reason you like this video, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share it. You can find me, I guess, on Twitter, mglitch19. Also, I would like to apologize if my ignorance and stupidity for accidentally supporting someone makes you mad. I am a dumbass. I fully accept being a dumbass, and I'm sorry for that.
You can follow me at SilverYote on YouTube, at SilverYote1. It's all one word, all lowercase on Twitter. And that's about it. I don't share my Facebook, so yeah.
Oh, who uses Facebook anyway?
No one.
Exactly.
For me, you can follow me mostly anywhere, but I wouldn't recommend it. But you can follow me on Twitter, PixiePixel, one word. I usually just retweet things I like. I don't really do much on there. I hope to start maybe trying to share my art more regularly, but I am so art blocked, it's not even funny.
Oh, and eventually we'll probably have this thing where we'll have on the screen or and Pixie might be able to help with that. Yeah.
Yes, because you can't see it, but I have this little blue screen image that I would love to throughout the episode maybe show some clips from the games we're talking about, or have your faces on the side, but that's for future B to take care of. And also I would like to give a special thank you to Dino Deep Blue. You did this image back in, I'm going to say 2013. It's been 8 years. I'm finally using this. So, I believe they're Dino Deep Blue on Twitter. They have their own Etsy store. They have their own little place where you can commission them for art or buy charms. They're my best friend, and I'm glad I got to meet you some weeks ago. And I'm definitely sharing this video with you so you can hear me gush about how amazing you are. And I hope we get to meet again. I hope I get to meet Silver, Pixie. I hope to get to meet you and your husband.
Aww.
You
That's
all
pretty
sound like
cute.
wonderful. Listen.
I got so embarrassed. That's pretty gay, bro.
It's only gay if you don't say no homo.
Yes.
It's only gay if the balls touch.
Exactly. And maybe someday I won't have balls, so boom, no homo.
Wow.
Remember, if an angel who's granting you a wish keeps shaking your hand, just bite off your hand. It worked for Wacko.
Wow.
Anyway,
Are we gonna end this with like a happy tales or whatever? Because I don't know. That's something I used to say.
I'm just gonna say that okay. So join us next time on this, however long it's gonna be, when we talk about
Something else.
Something else.
Where we'll talk about why I apparently was not turned into a furry by Tailspin.
Oh, I am so excited for that.
Yeah, that's why I chose it.
Yes. Okay. I see you then.
Take care.
Oh
Bye.
yeah.
Tailspin.
Yeah.